A storm brews in South Asia as Pakistan and Afghanistan teeter on the brink of a major diplomatic fallout. The tension between these two nations has been escalating, with Pakistan's defense minister, Khawaja Asif, issuing a stern warning to Afghanistan's Taliban rulers. The threat? Pakistan could potentially block the critical trade corridor that it provides, a corridor which allows Afghanistan to conduct trade with India. Now, this isn't a threat to be taken lightly. The corridor is a lifeline for Afghanistan's economy, a vital artery that facilitates a significant portion of their trade with India. Over the years, this trade has seen substantial growth, while Afghanistan's trade with Pakistan has been on a downward trajectory. So imagine the impact if this corridor were to be sealed off. It would be like cutting off the oxygen supply to a patient on life support. The move evidently is a strategic one, aimed at pressuring the Taliban by forcing Afghan refugees back to their homeland. The situation has stirred a hornet's nest in Afghanistan, leading to widespread anger and criticism of Pakistan's actions and motives. As the two nations square off, the stakes are high and the consequences could be severe. To understand the depth of this crisis, we must look back at the events that have led us to this point. In the late 90s, the Taliban, a fundamentalist group, rose to power in Afghanistan, establishing a hardline regime that would last until the early 2000s. Fast forward to the 2020s, the group made a resurgence, leading to a new era of uncertainty in the region. As the Taliban re-established control, trade dynamics in the region began to shift. Afghanistan and Pakistan, once significant trade partners, saw a decrease in their trade relations. On the other hand, Afghanistan's trade with India, despite geographical and political challenges, began to flourish. This shift wasn't just a blip on the economic radar. It was a significant change in the regional balance of economic power. Then, in the early months of 2024, tensions between Afghanistan and Pakistan escalated dramatically. Pakistani airstrikes aimed at targeting the Tehrik-i-Taliban Pakistan, or TTP, resulted in the unfortunate deaths of 8 individuals. This action sparked a crisis, pushing the already strained relations between the two countries to the brink. Pakistan's defense minister, Khawaja Asif, responded with a stern warning to the Taliban rulers of Afghanistan. If they failed to control the TTP, Pakistan threatened to block the trade corridor it provided, a vital link for Afghanistan's burgeoning trade with India. Anger in Afghanistan flared up, as criticisms mounted over Pakistan's actions and motives. The threat of a blockade didn't just jeopardize trade relations, but also risked inflaming an already volatile situation. These events have set the stage for a standoff that could have far-reaching implications. At the heart of this crisis are the key players, each with their own agendas and objectives. Let's start with Pakistan's defense minister, Khawaja Asif. Asif has threatened to block the crucial trade corridor between Afghanistan and India, a strategic move aimed at pressuring the Taliban government in Afghanistan. The Taliban, another major player in this drama, currently holds the reins of power in Afghanistan. Their management of this crisis could significantly influence their international standing, particularly with their neighbors. And we can't forget about the Tehrik-i-Taliban Pakistan, also known as the TTP. This militant group has been a catalyst for the escalating tensions between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Their actions have led to a flurry of airstrikes from Pakistan, further exacerbating the situation. But what are the motives of these key players? For Asif and Pakistan, it's about exerting influence and control over a volatile situation. The Taliban, on the other hand, is caught in a delicate balancing act between maintaining power at home and managing international relationships. And the TTP? They're driven by their own agenda, which is often shrouded in secrecy and subterfuge. The actions of these key players could determine the fate of not just their own nations, but the entire region. The threat of a blockade is not merely a political maneuver, it carries real and potentially devastating implications. Let's delve into what the potential blockade could mean for all parties involved. For starters, Afghanistan's economy, already reeling from decades of conflict and instability, stands to take a significant hit. The trade corridor with India is a lifeline, a crucial artery pumping much-needed goods and services into the nation. A blockade would choke off this supply, exacerbating poverty and potentially leading to a humanitarian crisis. But the economic fallout is just the tip of the iceberg. The prospect of a blockade also ratchets up tensions in an already volatile region. It's a high-stakes game of brinkmanship, with Pakistan and the Taliban government in Kabul locked in a dangerous standoff. If neither side backs down, we could see a further escalation that might even spill over into outright conflict. and given the regional alliances and rivalries at play, such a conflict could potentially draw in other powers, creating a ripple effect that extends far beyond South Asia. The global response to the crisis is another key aspect of the implications. The world is watching, and how it reacts will be crucial. Will there be a concerted international effort to defuse the situation, or will the major powers pursue their own interests, potentially at the expense of Afghanistan and its people? The actions of the international community could either help to mitigate the crisis, or contribute to its escalation. In a broader sense, the crisis is a test of the new geopolitical realities in the post-American Afghanistan. It's a litmus test of the Taliban's ability to govern, of Pakistan's role as a regional power, and of the international community's commitment to stability in South Asia. As the world watches with bated breath, the future of South Asia hangs in the balance. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the escalating trade tensions in South Asia. From the rising tensions, timeline of events, key players, and the far-reaching implications, we hope that you now have a clearer understanding of the complexities and stakes of the situation. In the face of such uncertainty, it's more important than ever to stay informed. If you found this video insightful, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel. We regularly cover a wide range of topics, shedding light on the crucial issues of our time. By subscribing, you won't miss a beat, and you'll be part of a community that values knowledge and understanding. As we sign off, we want to leave you with a reminder. The world is interconnected in ways that are often complex and challenging but also fascinating. Understanding these connections and the forces that shape our world is a responsibility we all share. Until next time, stay informed and stay safe. Goodbye, and take care.